And the reason why I keep a journal is that I write things in the journal that I feel like God is speaking to me. That say I might read a quote from somebody that somebody posted on Facebook or that I read in a book, and I'll write it down because I want to remember. I want to remember the quote, and I want to remember the revelation that I got when I read it. Hello, this is Lorraine, and welcome to Healthy Living, Spirit, Soul, and Body. So we are actually up to the last weekend of 2024, and hasn't 2024 been just a record-breaking year? So many different changes, so many things going on in the world and, in my life. So it's good at the end of each year to do a little introspection and reflection and think about, what went well last year, what things you'd like to change. John Maxwell calls them halftime adjustments. So as we are in this last weekend, I'm just going to throw something out there for you that I hope will help you. One of the things that happens a lot of times, we can sometimes get caught in almost like a fog, especially around this time of year because we're so busy and we don't have time to sit down and think and organize our thoughts and get some, maybe goals down on paper. And, our thoughts can be very jumbled and we could feel like we don't have a lot of direction. So I just want to give you a little bit of an analogy. If you picture a seaman, back, 100, 200 years ago, and he's in a storm and he's got his hands on the helm and he's holding on to it for dear life, and he's not focused on the wind and the waves. He's focused on the compass in front of him, and he knows that if he holds onto the helm and keeps the compass going in the right direction, he will reach his destination. So how does that relate to your own life and what you may be going through right now? I posted something on Facebook today, and the quote is, "Don't forget in the dark what God showed you in the light." And so how do we do that? How do we keep on course? How do we keep our compass in front of us? And so I'm just going to give you just a few insights that might be able to help you get on the right track as we go into 2025. So here we go. So what do we do when we need direction? What do we do when we feel like we're tossed to and fro and we want to stay on the right course? We have a goal and we want to get to our destination. What's the best things that we can do? Well, I find one of the things that I do is I keep a journal. And the reason why I keep a journal is that I write things in the journal that I feel like God is speaking to me. That say I might read a quote from somebody that somebody posted on Facebook or that I read in a book, and I'll write it down because I want to remember. I want to remember the quote, and I want to remember the revelation that I got when I read it, because a lot of times, God will speak to you in a lot of different ways, and the quote is something that is the light, okay? It's a revelation from God. It's something that sparks you. It inspires you. So the best thing for you to do is to have a place where you can write it down. Now, like I said, I have a journal, but you can use the Notes app on your phone. All different ways, there's all kinds of different things that you can do to remember those words, to remember the inspiration that you received. So that's one of the things that you can do. Like I said, I have a journal, and actually this year I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to have one journal per year, but I'm going to basically put everything in there. Maybe different jots, different things that I'm thinking about, meditating on, things that I've gotten insight on. I'm writing it down, and then, maybe 2 or 3 weeks from now, if I feel like I'm a little confused about something, I can backtrack and I can say, oh yeah, you know what, the Lord showed me that, or I got insight about this, and or just something to remind me, something to get me back on course. Keeping a journal is a great way to do that. I've also heard people like Jerry Savelle say that when you spend time in prayer and spend time with the Lord, and you should always bring a notebook and a pen with you, because you need to be ready to hear what God might say. So that's another thing that you can do with your journal, is that you can bring it with you when you go into times of prayer. When it's dark, things can get fuzzy and things don't seem clear, and the things that you knew in your heart can get fuzzy and can get confused. And it's really good to have a place that you can go where you can remember and remind yourself of the different truths that you've learned and you've gotten insight on. So reflect and write as much as possible. Make it a regular part of your routine in the mornings when you wake up. You can write down, have part of that be a gratitude journal, and write down what you're thankful for. Write down, what did I love about yesterday and what did I learn yesterday? You can write down declarations for the day. What you say is very powerful. And even in James it says that your tongue is a rudder, and it literally steers your life, or it steers a ship, and it can steer your life based on what you're saying. So be aware of that, and write down affirmations, different things that you want to remember, different things that you want to be saying to keep yourself on the right course. Because really in this life, it's important to stay on the right course and to reach your destination. God gave you a dream and you want to fulfill it. That's how you have joy. That's how you have purpose. That wakes you up in the morning. So when it's dark and your footing is unsteady and doubt starts to creep in and doubt starts to stare you in the face, grab your journal and go back and see and remind yourself of the things that God showed you in the light. So I hope this short video helped you. I hope it encouraged you to start a journal. Just get even a composition book, anything. But the most important thing is that you keep it with you and you write in it periodically the things that you are inspired by and the things that you feel God is saying to you. And those truths will keep you going in the right direction. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope it helped you. And if it did, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe and like this podcast. Next year, I'm going to be continuing to inspire you and to encourage you and to really help you live your best life. So have a wonderful, wonderful New Year's, and 2025 is a year to thrive, and it's a year to come alive. Have a great day. Bye-bye.